and that allows you to sustain an experience that's almost indescribable.
Yes, I mean, well, it's kind of indescribable.
Mere mortals may try.
The video is about to start. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. There we go! Hi everyone, and we're here in one more episode of Gustavo's World. Today, we're going to talk about something that I heard about, something called DMT. And this is a subject where my friend Barry Stamos, which I know him for a while, and I know he deals with this abroad, and but he's also a professional person, so he's not a shaman per se. So let's talk about you very really quick. So what do you do? What is your day job?
Yeah, so I'm a tech founder. I've started multiple companies. I've had some exits. I've also had some failures along the way. What I do day by day is I'm a CMO for a couple of different companies. I've also co-founded an organization called One Heart.
So let's start with DMT. So what is DMT?
This is the story of DMT, or Dimethyltryptamine, a simple compound found throughout nature which has profound effects on human consciousness.
DMT stands for dimethyltryptamine, N-Dimethyltryptamine.
Right, two trivial enzymatic steps from tryptophan. Well, tryptophan is an amino acid, of course, and it's everywhere. So all organisms have tryptophan, and all organisms have the two key enzymes that lead to the synthesis of DMT.
Yeah, so DMT is actually something that naturally exists in all people, all plants, and all animals. It's part of our birthright. It's something that can be naturally released through breath work, so one can get high on their own supply, if you will. It's also something that can be experienced through plants and the combination of plants. And one of the, I know, topics for tonight or today is going to be ayahuasca, which is an all-organic substance that's been used for thousands and thousands of years by many, many generations and many tribes going back to millennia. It's the combination of a vine and a leaf.
What is ayahuasca? It's just like it's like a tree root. It's got DMT in it.
So for someone like me, the ayahuasca experience is essential. I need to be beaten down occasionally.
Did a really eye-opening experience of ayahuasca. It was really intense.
Right, but in this case, in the ayahuasca case, I know that it's the combination of one plant that contains a lot of DMT and another plant that inhibits your body from inhibit.
It allows you, in short, it allows you to
yes.
experience the DMT over the course of 4 to 6 hours.
Right.
And that allows you to sustain an experience that's almost indescribable.
Yes, I mean, well, it's kind of indescribable.
Mere mortals may try.
So let's talk more now about like why people is leaning towards this, because for example I know that people has been going to therapy. I mean, not to disrespect any therapy or anything like that, yet the typical case is when people do these journeys, they find out that it was worth us almost 5 to 7 or 10 even years of psychotherapy.
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah.
Without discredit that, because it's a really great profession and we love all psycho everything.
It turns out the two are
Yes.
mutually exclusive. The combination of master plants and master plant medicines coupled with proper integration led by psychiatrists or psychotherapists, if you will, or communities that are experiencing these modalities, these ancient modalities in group settings, are also incredibly healing and allow one to integrate powerfully both in their personal lives and especially the work that we're doing at One Heart in the workplace.
So this DMT thing, there's one thing that we really have to be very careful, because wherever you're watching us, there is different legalities about it.
Yes.
And there are places where this substance is illegal.
Which is wild and crazy in today's time to say that a plant that grows naturally from the earth is illegal. I think we're learning that that's not the way, and we're seeing a huge decriminalization movement, with marijuana, and now a major wave of change with psychedelics, specifically psilocybin mushrooms, like magic mushrooms.
Right.
And what we hope will be next is the legalization of master plants like ayahuasca, which were just legalized in our nation's capital in Washington D.C. That just happened a month ago.
Is legal?
It's not legal and not illegal. You're actually in a clinical setting. It's permissible. You're allowed to actually have psychedelics, and practicing it is not legal yet in the States, which is why when we do.
So while this happens, while the legalization has happened, that is what I wanted to be very clear. So while the legalization happens, so you have to check on your locality if it's allowed or not. If not, what you can do is to travel, like we have done. I've been to Costa Rica, I've been to Peru, where you could do these things and it's completely legal there. The difference between doing this recreationally like that or doing it for healing, which is, to me, is like big, like.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, what you were just speaking to is there is a synthetic chemical compound that was man-made that is a DMT experience, and people will take that like a pharmaceutical drug, and they'll actually smoke it to have a DMT-like experience.
Also, you smoke it.
And so yes, and so it's not something I've ever done. There's also all organic, all natural, gifts from Mother Earth. There's 5-MeO DMT, which comes from a frog, and it's actually one of the most epic, intense, powerful DMT experiences one can have. I suppose on one side of the spectrum there are the purists, the traditionalists, those that value the lineages, that really respect the fact that shamans have been working with this plant medicine and have been guardians for generation after generation after generation in the bloodline. They've been caretakers for their villages. They've leveraged many plant medicines to heal, their people, and they want to have an experience that is one with nature, completely immersed in a set and setting that would be surrounded by plants and animals and people that are highly skilled and have experienced a mastery. And so finding the right space to go to, the right shaman to trust, honoring and respecting with reverence a plant dieta, which is basically a diet before you journey into the inner space, is a best practice to really clean yourself up so that you're less dense, tense, more permeable for inner space travel. There's an absolute brilliant film that just came out that's on YouTube for free called DMT Quest, and if you can drop that, Gustavo, in for everyone to see, it covers a variety of celebrities that are experiencing DMT, the healing properties. It goes deep into the science.
I started off seeing shapes, and then there were cats, and then I felt like I fell out of space and ended up at the Last Supper in heaven or something. I don't consider myself spiritual, and I'm going, why why would my brain take me there? I was going through some emotional turmoil and I didn't feel safe or welcome or like I had friends, and it just felt at the end like it was okay and I was loved.
The healing properties, it goes deep into the science, all the various opportunities to experience it on an entire spectrum from beginner, intermediate, more advanced work. It's a wonderful film, and it's definitely becoming more mainstream, if you will. And so it's a very good film to see if you're interested in learning more about DMT. Again, the DMT quest. Just because you're interested in working or experiencing ayahuasca does not mean that it will work or have you experience it. It is an actual, it's a plant that has a personality like people. And
What?
so, yes, and so when you experience ayahuasca, I've found, and I've heard from many shamans, it's very important that you approach it with humbleness and respect and great reverence. It kind of knows if you're coming in with genuine intentions or not. I know that sounds crazy, and yet is it crazy that we have plants and that we have animals that we know respond to our behaviors. Right. Plants respond to behaviors too. There's studies that prove that plants are very much aware of the people that are around them.
Right.
So a master plant would obviously have that ability too. And let's face it, I mean, experiencing any kind of psychedelic is usually better with people. I for one have had many experiences with psychedelics, and I've had my own self-guided journeys, and that was not with master plants. That was having a psilocybin mushroom journey, not with a master plant like ayahuasca or equivalent. So certainly one can obtain DMT that they could, I suppose, self-applicate, and I wouldn't do that. It's just not smart.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, seriously. It's like energetically, at so many levels, it's just like you're not doing yourself or the substance a service.
At first.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. That's clicking on the little bell. Comment all you want. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like.
Don't forget to subscribe to grow the community.
And also, don't forget to follow our social media. And if you want to go ahead and share this video in all your platforms, share the love. Till next time!
Bye.